Hello guys, Messenger of Death here, and I'm here to give you the best daily optimum route. Now, when it comes to dailies in this game, once you complete all the yellow quests in a certain area, you'll start to get daily quests for that area. For example, if I was to do all the quests in the Gear Savannah area, I would eventually gain access to daily quests here and here. The difference is, these are entrances to dungeon keys. As we can see right here, if I click on this, and also accept it, they also accept, and you can get these every single day, and they will give you keys to enter the dungeons, which you can use to farm data streams and other various items. As you can see, I got a bunch of these items which I can now use in dungeons. I have a guide on dungeons if you want to know more about them. But then we come to this board. Now, this is actual quests that you have to do. There'll be kill quests and there'll be gathering quests. They take about 2 to 3 hours. Some people don't have 2 to 3 hours to spend running around doing dailies. The other things they want to do, such as grinding their Digimon and stuff, because unfortunately these dailies never change. Some of them may seem like a complete waste of time to you. It's like, well, I'm level 50 now. Why am I going back to fight level 14 Shellmon? Like, you know? It just seems like such a waste of time, and even if you use a high level Digi, it's still going to take you like an hour or two just to go through the dailies. And if you don't have that much time, well, I'm here to help you. So my advice really, when it comes to daily quests, is I'd just go for the gather quests. This will take you about 20 minutes max, if I'm being perfectly honest, and I'm about to show you why. So when it comes to the daily quests, they're really quite simple and straightforward. We'll start off here at Dragon Eye Lake. They will give you Tetris cubes, which are incredibly important for allowing you to get extra stat blocks for your Digimon so you can roll bonus stats. I have a video on that, by the way, if you need it. And as you can see, I have a daily quest here fighting these Shellmon, but I'm not wasting my time on these level 14s. I will get an experience potion, maybe a skill cube or something from doing it. I just don't feel like it's worth it. The bits are nice, don't get me wrong, but I just don't really find the dailies that worth it to go through. It's just too much time to spend, especially when I'm in late game now. I've got level 90s sat there inside of my storage, like, I'm at end game content, you know, I'm not here trying to fight bloody 14 Shellmons. It's pointless to me. There just simply isn't enough daily quests. So I go for the gather quests. And the reason why, because it's as simple as this. I could be fighting those Shellmon for about 20-30 minutes, depending on whether I use my high levels or not. Could be 10 minutes. Or I just spent like, what, 20 seconds, already got some Tetris cubes, which you don't get from the kill quest, by the way, and some skill cubes. How handy is that? Then we'd move on to Gear Savannah, right here. And I feel like this is just the best way to do dailies, honestly. The dailies just don't give enough of a reward to be worth it. At the point in the game that I'm at, the experience potion is useless to me. I could do 2 or 3 fights and get all that experience. Whereas, to get the experience potion for doing the kill quest, I'd have to kill like 20 odd Digimon. Which would take me like half an hour to do. Whereas, I could literally go in 2 fights and have the experience points that that potion would have given me. It's just not worth it at the point in the game that I'm at. That's why I just feel like the daily quests just really aren't that worth it other than the gather quests. So, we're going to go this way, and I'm going to speed up the footage. Now, it's important that you always run through the green question marks to get the items to spawn. If you don't do that, you can run past the quest initiate, I guess. I find it stupid that you have to even do that in the first place. It should automatically be there as part of the daily quest. But you have to run through the green question mark first to get it to appear. Don't ask me why, because I don't know why the game has decided that. It just seems like a complete waste of my time. I should be able to just run to the spot, because that's where the items are, and grab them. Why do I have to mess around and make sure I run a very specific path into the question mark just to get them to spawn? It makes no sense. Okay. So that's that one done. Moving on. Now, obviously, in order to get these short, you do have to do all the yellow question marks in each area, which is a big thing. Otherwise, they will not spawn these dailies. Same with the dungeon keys. They only spawn once you've done all the dailies inside of an area. Now, honestly, this is going to be really quick. I'm going to speed up the footage once again, because it requires a lot of run in this area. But it's very straightforward. If you're ever lost, just press M to look on the map and see where they are. This is a prime example of why it's always important to grow fast travel stations. If you ever see a fast travel station in the world, always run to them. Grab them, get them if you're nearby, because they just save you so much time for getting around. Now, here's where things get a little bit different. So, previously, you just ran to the question mark and boom, you're done, right? Grab the items, you're done. Now you have to actually hand them into an NPC when it comes to the server continent, or desert area, if you want to call it that. Because, well, it is a desert, but if you're going off story arcs, server continent would be the canon name for this location, really. And you're basically looking for these little red beans on the ground. They're quite hard to spot, so until you memorize their locations, you may have to look quite hard to spot them. But they're separated on each side. So, rather than them all being on one side, you have to actually go to a second side. Hiccup, please don't. And then we have to hand them into an NPC over here. I'm just going to fast travel to save time, so you don't have to see me run there. We hand them in. And we got more cubes. Then we're off to the Dark Valley area. And again, it's similar to the server continent, or desert area if you will. The Dark Valley, you also have to run into a green question mark to get the stuff to spawn, collect the items, and then you have to hand them in. You'll want to go to this area here. Generally, you probably have a blue aura around, but I don't have those quests toggled, so for me, I don't have the blue aura. So, for this one, we are essentially looking for these fish. They're quite hard to spot, which can be a bit of a pain in the backside, especially if you're not used to all the spawn spots like me. And as you can see, that one was kind of blending into the water, which makes them really annoying to try and spot. So you may have to run back and forth a few times if you're not used to this quest at all. I remember when I was first doing this quest, it was kind of a bit of a pain in the arse, because I would miss fish because I just didn't really know where they are. Once you do this enough times, you kind of memorize the spots for them. So it's just one of those, really. And then we would have to go all the way back over here. Yep. Can't just have it as simple as last time. We have to run and give in to an NPC. Boom. Now, the final map that we currently have in this release version, there are daily quests as well, but you have to actually go to this world to get them, which is new, of course. We never used to have to do that, you know. We would always be able to get them in the Village of Beginnings. Now, this is where it's new territory for me on what's the most optimal path, because I haven't really dabbled in these dailies yet. But I don't think we actually have, like, a gather quest. Oh, we might have, actually. We'll see. Okay. So I guess we do have a gather quest. Reason why I can tell is because it's got the 0 out of 1. So I just know it's automatically that one, essentially, because it's me running to the question mark to trigger the items to be spawning, basically. Now, I have to try and find the path myself here, but it still applies, basically. It's just some players might miss that the daily quests are here, so I feel like that's why it's important to do this now. We may be getting new content on the 22nd, because I don't feel like they've finished with the human world. I feel like we've only gotten one part of it, whereas we should have the second part coming soon. Oh, for this one, it's just a straight up boss kill quest. Never mind. Not even a gather quest at all. Though, as you can see, I clearly can't do this. Let me be back. Okay, well, luckily this is only a single Digimon. I'm not having to kill like 20 Digimon just to do this quest. And I forgot to change my team. That's gonna go well. I got this, though. Okay, that single fire got us an 18k experience part. And this one will require me to kill 20 Garbamon. So this one would take longer. I'd recommend doing the Mammoth one. Obviously, it would have been a lot better if I had all my actual Digimon out like I should have done. It would have been a lot faster. That was just my mistake. I forgot to switch it up and change it. But generally, that's probably the pathway that I would go with. The problem with the kill quest is they just take way too long, and unless you actually want something out of these Digimon, I wouldn't really recommend doing it. I suppose in a way, the kill quest can be good for rift items to a degree, depending on what area you go to, but that's about it. So, I'd say go with the gather quest like I showed you, deal with the Mammothmon, there you go, you're done with your dailies, move on. That's what I'd probably say is the best optimum path for daily quests is. Remember, you have to do all the yellow question marks. The yellow ones, not the blue ones. Just the yellow ones in an area for those to spawn. That's important for basically getting through the game. You'll get the Tetris keys, which you, like I said, can spend on these stat blocks. And if I was to do 7 of those a week, I'm getting about 20 to 30, sorry, of the Tetris cubes. So in about a week, I'll be close to being able to unlock this 450 one. But most likely, I'd probably be going for something like the 200 one if I had a new Digimon or something. So that's plenty for me. As you can see, 2 days I've already got that one, so on and so forth. That's the most important one you want to really go for. The Tetris cubes are very important. They affect the strength of your Digimon, can make your time a lot easier or a lot harder. Especially when it comes to trying to Digivolve into Mega Digimon, because you need to reach certain stat requirements just to turn into a Mega. Unless it's affinity based, but I don't think that'll be for very long. I reckon soon they'll start adding stat requirements to the affinity based Digimon in the future. So you're gonna really need to start farming those Tetris cubes. Make sure you do those dailies. The other kill quests, they're most likely just experience potions with some bits. I just don't really find them that useful. These ones, it's not too bad for me. I'm level 90. Level 90 is the max level, right? But I have Digimon that aren't level 90, so I may still do this quest just for the sake of the experience. So it's not like I'm wasting my time with it. I'm getting experience along the way. it doesn't feel like a waste. But it'd be pointless to me at this point to go back to level 14 Shellmon. Like, I don't really get anything out of it. I'd get more out of going to different Digimon in the map and training on them. And I'd end up with more experience and more bits than I would do from doing the quest by the time I finish that quest. Do you see what I mean? So if you found today's video useful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much guys for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.